Of course.
Housing Principal Secretary Charles Hinga today appeared before the National Assembly Committee on Housing and Public Works to respond to concerns raised over construction defects at Githurai Market, Park Road Housing Scheme and other public works across Nairobi County.
Of the traders who were there.
Hinga revealed that initial projections placed the cost of Githurai Market at 500 million shillings, but the project was tendered at 827 million shillings. The cost of the market was later revised to 1.26 billion shillings, an increase the committee took issue with.
The then head of state, accompanied by the then governor of Kiambu, promised to support the development of the market by having the national government inject 200 million, while Kiambu County was to inject 300 million. A memorandum of understanding was eventually signed between the PS Housing on behalf of the national government and the governor of Kiambu. In the end, the shilling 300 million that was expected from Kiambu basically was never came. It could be that this market was over-designed. And it was over-designed because when we started this project, as I said, Kiambu was actually supposed to be was the client actually. They're the ones who were supposed to implement it. And they were supposed to implement it as a mixed-use facility. I don't know, Chair, you've ever seen, one of the things that I found strange on this market, for example, is this market actually has, what do you call them? Things that you will associate with a house. Balconies. You don't find balconies in a market.
The State Department for Housing claimed that it was not possible to ascertain the extent of preliminary works required before tendering because the site earmarked for construction of the market was occupied at the time. This, the State Department says, also drove up the cost of construction.
It was not practically possible to understand the ground very well. So when we went to the ground, and again, during that time, we did not have a geotechnical investigation because of the urgency that the project was supposed to be started, the ground breaking. So after now we went to site, that is when now we did a geotechnical investigation. Then during implementation we realized that there were some omissions in the BQs that were really necessary for the operation of the facility, and they had to be incorporated.
So you're telling me, Bonakiwe, as an architect, engineer, you tendered without going to site? Then I'm questioning, are you really meeting your professional obligations?
It is not that we did not visit the site, but we were not able to do site investigations. The ground conditions were not ascertained by the time we were going to tender.
Despite being commissioned by President William Ruto earlier this month, the market is not yet in use as it lacks electricity and other basic amenities.
We want very specific answers.
Tomorrow, the committee will continue its probe into housing and market projects across the county, including Park Road Affordable Housing Scheme in Gara, where residents have complained about construction flaws and a lack of basic services such as water. Muriel Adhiambo, K24, Nairobi.